Hi fans of high quality entertainment. So I'm about to show you some new CDs I've recently gotten in the mail. How many? I think there's four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And also I want to thank one of my viewers, Nicholas Pearl. Yesterday he sent me $40. And he wanted me to get a particular CD, which I've wanted to get anyway. And so you'll see that possibly tomorrow or the day after. Also, the band Great Balancing Act, they recorded another one of my songs. They must be desperate. And I have not heard it yet. It's called Clues. And so I'm thinking of doing a live chat this weekend and premiering the song. So I'll hear it for the first time during the live chat. So stay tuned for that. I might even schedule the live chat now. And if you see it here, set your notification for whenever I do the chat. Okay, the first band is called Colosseum. I now have 4 of their albums. The very first one I ever bought, way back in the early 70s, was called it was called The Grass is Greener. So this was the American-Canadian version of it. And in the UK, it was called Valentine's Suite. And so the track listing is a little different. So it's good to have both of them. And I've always loved this cover. It kind of gives me creepy vibes, kind of similar to Frank Zappa's Hot Rats and the debut album by Black Sabbath. I bet she's a witch. So this is my favorite so far of the 4 I have. If you love jazz rock with a lot of great guitar work by Clem Clemenson, who later went on to play for Humble Pie, I highly recommend this album. And then I bought their debut, Those Who Are About to Die Salute You. I need to play this more. I wasn't as impressed with it as the album I just showed you, but I only played it a couple of times. But still, I did enjoy it. And then, these are the 2 more recent ones. Not the greatest album cover. It's very dark. So I'll take it out of the case here. Colosseum, Daughter of Time. Even hard to read it. Daughter of Time. And this was the follow-up to Valentine's Suite. And I really enjoyed this. I've only listened to it once. And Chris Farlow, who became the lead singer on this album, I never thought he was, I don't know, I'd seen live footage of him and maybe heard some songs by him, and I wasn't really that impressed with his vocals, but I have a new appreciation for him after hearing this and this one, which I also just recently got, Colosseum Live. I was reading comments on his vocals and somebody said that he's over the top, which might be true, but he's amazing, especially in this recording. He's free. Like he'll go crazy sometimes with his vocals, and just really impressed with this live album. And like I said, I've only heard it once. And I do remember seeing this in the early 70s. My family was renting a cottage for a week, and this guy, whoever the cottage was owned by, he had a record collection, and so I was snoopy and I was looking through it. It was out in the open. And I forget what he had. Is probably your basic CCR and whatever. But I just remember seeing this live double album and never knowing who this band was, but I always kind of liked that cover. And so I finally heard this after over 50 years. It's 2 CDs. I've not heard the bonus tracks. Here's the back cover. But yeah, very, very talented musicians. There's Chris Farlow. There's a famous, well, a pretty popular YouTube clip where it's in the early 70s and he's on stage with Colosseum, and in between singing he's eating a sandwich. Just put in Chris Farlow sandwich and you should be able to see it. Yeah, with Chris Farlow, you never know how he's going to sing. It's just, it's fun, actually. So I highly recommend this album if you love jazz rock and great guitar work. I'm almost done collecting all of the Beach Boys studio albums. I still have their final one called Stars and Stripes Part 1. I don't think this is going to be a Part 2 because Stars and Stripes is not very good from what I've read or heard. I think I will get it just to complete my discography. So I'm only missing 1 CD, which I will show in the next day or two thanks to Nicholas Pearl. And the one I was missing, I just recently got the LA album, or the Light album. And yesterday, I've played this once, last night, I got the Beach Boys m.i.u album. And this was used, but as always, in great condition. I wasn't that impressed with the album, by the way. Even though I'm a huge Beach Boys fan, they weren't always consistent with their albums, especially later on. It comes with the lyrics, unfortunately. Yeah, there were a couple of songs that I enjoyed, but overall, I don't think this will be ranked very high whenever I do my Beach Boys discography ranking. If you're a Beach Boys fan, let me know what you think of this album. Saving the 2 best, well, not the 2 best, but 2 that I have not opened yet. I have been on a huge George Harrison kick lately, as some of you know. I finally realized how great All Things Must Pass is. I've got the 2014 remaster and the 50th anniversary remix. I enjoy both. They both sound, they sound different, but I like both mixes. And I love this as much as All Things Must Pass, Living in the Material World. I really did not know this album. And I was especially impressed with the title song, Living in the Material World. Just so good. So the latest I've got is Dark Horse. That's right, Dark Horse. Now, my story, continuing my story, I mentioned early on, my brothers would have All Things Must Pass. I would just kind of hear it off in the distance. So I never really owned any George Harrison. And so when Dark Horse came out, I probably could have bought it at some point, but I never did. I just wasn't, I was more of a John and Paul fan. Not that I disliked George. So once again, one of my older brothers bought this, and as soon as I heard it, and his vocals weren't very good at this point because for whatever reasons. And through the years, I've tried to get into this, but his vocals are a little off-putting. And I need to give this a fresh listen. And I highly doubt it I'm going to love it as much as All Things Must Pass or Living in the Material World, but I'm hoping, I at least enjoy it. And we'll see. Oh, that hype sticker was a little difficult to take off, but I got it. Here's the cover. Yeah, so I know Ding Dong, Ding Dong, Dark Horse. But the other songs, like, I just need to, I have heard them in the past, but it's been quite a while. So this will be like a fresh, new listen for me. Comes with a booklet. Yeah, so let me know what you think of George Harrison's Dark Horse. I think it is better liked these days than it was when it was first released. Now this is I've had, their greatest hits in the past, but this I think, well, no. In the 70s, I did buy the Bee Gees' Main Course on vinyl. I did like that album. But anyway, I've really become more of a fan of the Bee Gees lately. A couple of nights ago, I listened on Spotify to some of their better known songs. And just the production, even on a song like Lonely Days, which I don't think I've ever really listened to on headphones. Just the production, the details, the changes throughout just the one song, just always keeping it very interesting. And I just have a new appreciation for all of the Bee Gees years. I know some of you out there don't care for the dance era or disco. So here it is, the Bee Gees' first. I've never heard this. I've heard, of course, some of the songs. And I never realized, after I ordered this, I did not know that Holiday and To Love Somebody were on this. I didn't realize that they were from the very first album. So yeah, on Spotify, once again, I played the very first song on this, Turn of the Century, which I loved. And so I ordered it. So I have not heard the rest of it. This is of course a Japanese SAHD, is that what they call it? Back. I'll have to learn Japanese. A nice photo of the Bee Gees. Not much of a booklet, but that's fine. It's all about the music. So yeah, if you are familiar with this album, let me know what you think about it. And then, I don't know if I would get their other, like Horizontal and Idea. I might just get their greatest hits again or something, or a really good compilation. But we'll see. I need to give this a good listen. And that is it. Thank you for watching. Please remember to leave a comment below, like the video, and make sure you're subscribed to both of my channels. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.